to Carson Tate's video log. I'm standing here with Frizz, who's like a pal of mine and has been around Bold Strokes forever, and, you know, you're writing a book. You wrote a book. It's done.
It's the first, yeah.
So what name is on the cover of your book? It's C.F. Frizzell?
C.F. Frizzell.
And it's, let me see if I can get this right, Stick McLaughlin?
Stick McLaughlin.
The Prohibition Years.
Yes.
Which leads me to think that there will be other years for Stick.
I'd like to think so. Maybe not right away, but yeah.
The drinking hard years.
Yes. The aftermath.
Legally drinking hard years.
Yes. The aftermath years. The recovery years.
So tell us a little bit about. Well, let's first say that your book's going to come out during Women's Week this year.
Yes.
Which starts Columbus Day weekend for all of you uninitiates, and it's in P-Town. So you'll be there.
Yes.
With your book.
Yep. Be there for the full week.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about Stick.
Stick takes place in Boston. It's 1918, 1928. And it's kind of like the span of her life, her growth. She starts out on the run, basically, for a few years as a teenager. Gets sent to prison in 1920-ish for 4 or 5 years. Her last year must be served as a maid for the wealthy. And in that year, her probation, she basically, it's a real eye-opener. She learns what a flapper is. She learns what bootlegging is. And she finally she serves that year and is now back on the street and corrals a bunch of her old friends to basically get back the good life that was taken from her when she was arrested. She was arrested on a trumped-up charge as a teenager.
I was going to say.
So she served time that she shouldn't have.
So, well, that's harsh.
Yeah.
So what made you want to write about this time period?
It's funny because I work in downtown Boston, and through all the skyscrapers and all that, the high-rises, I pass a little hardware store from, I think it was built in the turn of the century. And it's this poor, now condemned, forlorn little structure sandwiched between the big ones. And every day I walk by it, I wonder what it was like back at the turn of the century with the wooden floors and, you know, the coal stove heating the building, and just what kind of traffic went in and out and around that building.
Boston's amazing to me for that very reason. I remember when I was a kid, you know, I read Johnny Tremaine, and, you know, and so I wanted to go to Boston and see all the stuff, and it's all there, but it's like there's that trail, that Freedom Trail is what they call it. Yep. So you're like walking along, and it's like, okay, here's Paul Revere's, I'm making stuff up, but here's Paul Revere's house, and here's a skyscraper.
That's right.
And so all this little piece nuggets of history are interspersed with modern day.
The cow paths are still there. Then they paved over the cobblestones, and then they built high-rises around all the, you know,
but it must be
historical landmarks.
It must be fascinating to live with all that history.
It keeps you busy. This never-ending source of inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good. So are you working? Your book has to be in like almost getting ready status.
Yes, it's gone. It's in the proofreading status.
Excellent. Well, that's very close to the end. So So are you already writing another? Have you already started something?
I have, and I think I may change that a bit. And then I'm debating whether I should wait a little bit and let Prohibition play itself out. Maybe.
Okay.
We'll see. I don't know if Stick can totally withdraw from that environment. We'll have to wait and see.
So there might be more Stick.
There might be, yeah. And
I just want to say the word Stick.
It might get a little more intense.
Okay.
Now she knows the trade. She's a hijacker. She gets back on the streets and decides to pay them back. It's the Boston mobs of that era, and they're all bootleggers, etc. And she decides to borrow a little for herself.
Oh, I see.
So now she becomes a hijacker.
Went against the family.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, that sounds very interesting.
Thank you.
C.F. Frizzell, we call her Frizz, and but when you're looking for the book, it's C.F. Frizzell, and it's Stick McLaughlin, The Prohibition Years.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, we'll look forward to that Women's Week 2014.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us. This is Carson Tate's video log signing out.